So Hogwarts Legacy just dropped a new trailer highlighting the headmaster we'll have during our time, Phineas Nigellus Black, who is actually being played by Simon Pegg, which I think is pretty cool. There's just a couple things I'm wondering if they're being entirely truthful about. So Phineas is the great-great-grandfather of Sirius, Bellatrix and Narcissa, and he does feature in both the books and the movies, or at least the portrait of him does. Sirius describes him as the least liked headmaster in Hogwarts history, and we can make some presumptions of his character from how his portrait was trained. He was bigoted against muggles and muggle-borns, arrogant and nasty, serious and stiff.
You are here to focus on your academic futures.
And certainly this trailer is used to portray him as an unlikable character, an antagonist to our player.
It's like the opposite of Sirius Black. He's not noble, he's not brave, he's just a self-interested fool. He's entirely there to scupper the efforts of the player, I'm sure.
I just feel that there is something about how they absolutely disgrace his character that made me feel like there's at least something a bit more complex than that, and that there may be more redeeming roles underneath the surface. During the course of the original story, he is certainly bigoted and nasty, and Hermione, who he is particularly nasty to, because she is muggle-born, hides the painting from Grimauld Place into her bag so that he can't leak their location to Snape, as the other painting is hung in the headmaster's office. Despite this, a fair few times he does actually provide help. He sends messages for Dumbledore even though he didn't like him. He reluctantly updates the gang about the ongoings at Hogwarts. While he does eventually manage to leak their location to Snape, this actually just serves as a way of Snape to leave them Godric Gryffindor's sword. And even as a blood purist, he hated Voldemort and was overjoyed when the battle was won, expressing pride that Slytherin had helped, and the role Snape, a fellow proud Slytherin, had played. He expressed pride and care for his family, even those who were shunned, being sad upon hearing the death of Sirius Black. So while I don't think they're lying about him being a deeply flawed and unlikable, nasty person, I do wonder if there will be more to it in particular moments that show us a more complex, redeeming qualities underneath that surface. That being said, that would be a clear parallel to Snape's story, a redemption arc that in hindsight is deeply flawed. He was shown to be incredibly nasty for a lifetime to many who didn't deserve it, far more nasty in the books than he ever was in the movies. And his entire redemption, realistically, is selfishly motivated, in quite a creepy way. And quickly on the movie specifically, the Deathly Hallows Part 2 did James Potter and Dumbledore dirty, like worse than the books did, to make Snape look better. So I think looking back, a lot of people think Snape didn't deserve the credit he got in the end. And I will certainly agree, the fact that Harry named one of his kids after Snape and didn't name his daughter Ruby is an absolute travesty. Rubius Hagrid was the best thing in Harry's life, never let him down. Nearly got him killed by spiders, but that's just because he was naive. But Hagrid deserved better. Point being, people look back on Snape more negatively now. So maybe they don't want to draw the parallel trying to redeem someone who is essentially a nasty racist. And Phineas is just going to be a secondary antagonist to our player, with not really many redeeming traits.
The students and players will get from Phineas Nigellus Black is don't be like Phineas Nigellus Black. He is not someone to aspire to. He is a self-involved, cantankerous, slightly childish figure, and I think be less like Phineas is the message of the game.
I don't know. What do you think? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Until next time.
I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.